Hi everybody, it's Laura from McNeely Garden Studios here talking to you Tuesday at 10. But today it's really special. Today it's finally here, you guys. Our September birthday celebration, because everything in my life seems to happen in September. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Do you see my favorite cup? It says, it's my birthday month. And the reason that I have this is because it goes with this. And we're going to light it. And I'm going to tell you all about the history of McNeely Garden Studios and why September is so important. It's kind of long. I was going to try to teach you how to make a flower crown, but I've got so much to show you and tell you. I didn't think that I could do both at one time. So I'm going to put this over here. Well, I was going to blow it out later, but I don't think the candle's going to last very long. Hey, Terry, happy birthday to me, to the studio. So we've already lit the candle. I'm just going to go ahead and blow it up. Okay? So, I'm gonna tell you the history of, good morning, Jamie, of McNeely Garden Studios, how I got started and all the things. There's just a lot of things. But first thing, if you want a prize, just type "I want a prize" in the comments. Because even though I believe I'm of the generation that believes that you should earn things, I also think there should be party favors. So if you want something, just tell me you want a prize and we will make it happen. Okay? So I want to tell you guys all about how I came along. And when I went to college, I became a dental hygienist. And then I decided that I wanted to go back to college. And I learned, hey, Debbie, excuse me. I see Painting Junkie. Good morning. But I went to school and became a biologist with a minor in botany. And it just kind of was the beginning of a rolling ball. I just decided in 2002 that I wanted to learn photography after that. So I was still having those passions, still working with patients and serving them in those ways. Good. Good. You remind me that I need to say that throughout the video. But anyway, so I decided that I wanted to learn photography, but I didn't want to just be another, mom with a camera. I wanted to really learn it. And so for my birthday in September, about 2002, I did a mail order photography course because I didn't know where else to start. And that was good enough, but I had to continue on and learn. Hey, Becky, I had to learn a little bit better than that, but it got my foot in the door, and it got me, getting more acquainted with cameras and people. I already was really passionate about people, but to help them pose and really look their best. We did everything. We helped them dress. We helped them get makeup on that would show their best features in the camera. And so my very first wedding that I did, you ready for this? I've done hundreds of weddings since then, but my very first one was the Lions Club had a womanless wedding, which was a fundraising event. Hey, Sheila. And so I don't know if you guys know what a womanless wedding is, but I was unfamiliar with it myself, coming from another state, another area of the country. But a womanless wedding is where all the dudes, all the farmers, and all these people get dressed up, and the only person that's dressed as a man is the groom. Everyone else, hey Deborah, everyone else has on their finest ladies' attire. Anyway, it's really fun, but that was my first wedding. And I went on from there. But I had to have a name once I was getting started. And so, my last name's McNeely. So McNeely. My friends tease me I have 3 passions. Pics, which is pictures. Paint, which is really kind of any creative process. And plants, my 3 P's, right? Well, that's from the botany. And so McNeely Garden means that I had a full garden behind my home that I used as my outdoor studio. And it was beautiful. I tended it on myself, and it was just beautiful. There were lots of little niches for pretty spots for people families, and just all kinds of people that came. And so that was the McNeely and the garden. And then the studios has an S on it because I had the outdoor space, but then I also had which I still have, a 1916 apothecary with all the original stuff inside. The ice cream, the soda jerk thing, and the everything, just the cabinetries, everything. There's even a lot of medicines that were left there. I mean, they're all sealed, but it's really interesting to look at all that. So that's how I became McNeely Garden Studios with an S, because they were actually 2 spaces. That was my indoor studio. I started off film, and I still have all my stuff. Since I've been renovating the studio, I've been helping people get their film and stuff, because I don't want to store it anymore. I've had it all these years. So this is how we got started with film. And, gosh, there was just everything. We did, hey Sandy, there was just everything. I mean, municipalities, reunions, rec departments, I mean, you name it, and I photographed it. Beauty pageants, just everything. And it was wonderful. But I decided that I needed to really go to the next level and learn some really high-powered lighting and some techniques and whatever. And I got involved with the conferences that are given, PPA, which is Professional Photographers of Association, the Photoshop World. Did you know there's a Photoshop Hall of Fame? And I know somebody that got inducted. So I got involved with all those people, and I really loved it. I really learned, so much. And I was trying to see. Oh, so I have notes. So in 2004, I went digital. And let me tell you, digital was a challenge for me, because I didn't know how to use a computer. I didn't know, so I had to learn a new camera. I learned how to use a computer. I had to navigate a pro lab. I had to learn how to do the math to do those canvas wraparounds so that it would look nice. It was just an amazing time. But I'll tell you a fun story about the computer. The computer was in a different room from where my husband usually sits and watches television, and he has a lazy boy. And if you know anything about a lazy boy, when you put the feet up, you're laying there and you're all comfortable. And when you go to take it down, let your feet down, it goes, dum-dum, right? So I'm in the other room trying to figure out the computer. And I said, how do I turn this thing off? I'm yelling to the other room. How do I get out of this? He says, you push the red X. You know, the red X on the screen. I didn't know that. I'm looking all around the side of the computer. I'm looking on the heart, you know, the tower. I don't see a button that has a red X on it. So I'm like, I can't find it. I can't find it. And I hear this, dum, dum. And I knew I was in trouble. But like everything else, he came in and rescued me and made everything, you know, okay. So it was great. But so then I started going to all these things and I learned Photoshop and I'm pretty good. I've got pretty good at Photoshop. I restore photos. I still do all these things if you guys are interested in having me help you do those things. But one of the greatest stories about Photoshop, I think, that I have is I had a lady call me and she said, well, my son's gotten divorced. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. She said, yeah, and I decorate Christmas with photographs of my family, and I don't want her in my photos anymore. Can you remove her from the photos? And I said, well, I'll have to look at it. I'll have to try, you know, I'll have to see. And she had 5 photos, most of which were okay. You know, one she was on the side. That was no problem. You just take her out. And this was before anything like on our phones now. We just go to, you know, whatever app and it just takes it right out. That was not the way it was. I had to take it all out. I had to rebuild, repaint the background and do all the things. And the best part was one of the photos, she was sitting in the middle and there was a dog on her lap. I wish I had that to show you. It was amazing, but I got her out and I painted a table that kind of blended in with the men, you know, the rest of the family that was standing around, and I put the dog out of her lap onto the little, I think it was a couch actually. So that was a really fun story. And she was thrilled, and I was thrilled because I just had no idea if I was going to be able to pull that off. That was amazing. So my poor family, you know, they had to learn everything. They had to learn to build sets, fix cameras, set up lighting, put everything up and down quickly. But probably the best thing that happened was they learned to pose. They had to not only help me practice, but they would help me show my clients what to do, or even how to manage with babies, you know, what moms should do with babies so that they can't be seen. It was a fun time. But you know, so through my experience, I see some new people. Hey, Jacob, listen, if you guys want a prize, say, I want a prize. Type it in the thing. This is going to be my party favor to you for my birthday. And look, I have it's my birthday cup. It's my birthday month. So, but with those experiences, I learned to deal with the public. I learned to deal with people. I learned to serve them. I learned to love serving them. I still do. I want a prize. All right. And I learned that what matters is taking care of people. And I created images that meant something to them. There were times that when someone in their family would pass, I would show up with a photo for everyone. There was just a lot, I restored photos, and I did a lot of charity work that way, but it was just, I had so many thank you notes from people that it just changed everything for them. They were so glad to have those memories. And I had so many things over all these years, so many things happen, and you have to learn to pivot. Sometimes lights don't work. I broke my arm, and I was trying to put my camera back onto the tripod, and I couldn't twist it with my arm being in the cast, and it fell off right on the lens. Everything went silent. Everybody stopped. And so here comes Laura with her broken arm. I said, well, let's see. It was okay. God was with me that day. So just so many fun times. But then what happened, you guys know what happened, right? 2020 came. Everything shut down. Everyone was terrified to get out. And through that experience, I know that people need interaction. They need to feel connected. They need to see their loved ones. And I know that the computers were there, but I got back on my little thing, and I started mailing photos of people that I had, families that I had already photographed. And that turned out to be a wonderful preserving thing. So when everything opened back up, people remembered that, and they were really happy to come back and see me. But so I know that everybody has their own story about 2020. I know a lot of people were affected. One of the things that I learned from 2020 was since I was out in the country, I was able to go outdoors. And it was a wonderful, life-changing experience for me. Because I got outside and I started walking, and I found out that I love to walk. It's an amazing thing to do, not only for your body, but for your brain. Because you get so many wonderful hormones, a little boost of energy and positivity, and it just kind of clears your mind. You start to get some clarity, and I rediscovered my creativity. I had choked that down. I used it some in my photography, but I was a painter. I used to draw. I used to do all kinds of things, but life takes over, right? You get a family, you get work, you get all these things. And so all of a sudden, I discovered Heidi at Paint Party headquarters. And I was like, this is the answer. When people start coming out, they were so hungry for socialization, and they just needed something to do. And so I had the photography studio, and we were able to space out, and I started teaching paint parties. This was the first one that I did. Isn't that cute? And they had so much fun. They just couldn't believe it. That was something that was really unusual. But when I started, so I went to Paint Party Business Live, which is business Paint Party headquarters. And you guys know, I don't have any idea what possessed me to do this, but I wore this to the very first meet and greet that they had. The first one that I went to, I guess. And I guess it just married all my passions together. I had the photography, I had the painting, and now I have a symbol of the plants. It sort of reminds me of the fact that I'm the daughter of the king, right? Just like you are. And if you're not the daughter of the king, you're the son of the king, right? So that's sort of one of the things that, some of the things that have brought my business together. But even more than that, hey, you guys want to see the rest of my flower crowns? I've made them all. Let's look at them all. Any guesses how many I have? Any guesses? Let's see. Yeah, 20 or 30, I guess you're talking about walking minutes a day. This makes a big difference. Who has a guess how many flower crowns I have? 10. You're pretty dang close. I mean, look, of every color. Because we have to have, some for seasons. We have to have some for special events. 33! Okay, hey, Laurie. We're guessing how many flower crowns I have. All right, well, we got a spooky Halloween one. Are you guys going to count for me? We got springtime one, which I wear all the time because it's kind of a neutral one. My daughter got engaged in a lavender field, and so I made these for that. Christmas, you got to have bright red. You guys counting? Then we have another fall one. And it's funny how some of them I make them and sometimes they're really comfortable and sometimes they're just not. And I'm about to show you some that aren't. But this one's fun, another fall one. This one makes me look like a hippie. This one's denim. This was one of the first ones that I made. You counting? Here's a fancy Christmas one. And here's the really uncomfortable one. It also is Christmas. I don't know what made it like that. 15. Let's see. And did you count the one on my head? You counted the one on my head, Jamie, and you still got 11? I got 12. Okay. 12. And I was going to make one today, but I had too much stuff to talk to you about. I can't be... Usually I talk and do some things. No, Lori, you've gone too far. There you go, Sandy. I was counting them and I was like, wow, I have 11. And I realized, oh, you got one on your head. It's like, when you're talking on the phone, you can't find your phone, right? So the reason I tell you all this information is because I've got some questions to ask you at the end, and then we're going to go on a tour of my office. Would you like to do that? So I went from burning discs, I showed you that, to holding all my information in an external hard drive. And once I started painting, you guys, I have, not only do I have several terabytes of information from photography, but now I have 40,000 photos, mainly, reels and videos and photos, all from art. Because you know how many things you can do? Once you make your art, you can digitize it. There are so many things that we can do. And I so want to teach you how to use your artwork, to do so many different things. But it's going to take time. You're going to have to stick around and come keep and see me. So, finally, in 2000, I'm winding it up, y'all. In 2023, I retired from the healthcare business, and I became full-time caregiver for my mother. And I had already done one live in November of 2021. It scared me so bad, you guys. Can you believe that it scared me? It took me 2 years to try again. 2 years. So, but you guys know what I do now, right? Every Tuesday at 10, I'm here talking to you guys. And it's kind of one of my things that I do. I like to create original art that conveys the story, the hopefully life-changing events, stories that will really make your life meaningful and enriched. And you get to enjoy creating it, learning how to create it, but then you also get a story or a meaning or science behind the idea of the art. So it's kind of, you know, your art over here and some answers to make your life a little more enriched and healthy, happy, better, right? Better. So I did bring some products so I can show you the things that I've got going on now that are available now. This is not just for my local people. This can, because of the wonderful world of digital computers and the internet and social media, we can all help each other. We can all do things for you. So let me put this milk so that it doesn't end up in my computer. And yes, I really do drink milk. I like it. For those of you who came in late, here's my birthday thing, cake. I hate to spin those things around. It makes too much noise. But this is what I got going on so you guys can see. For local people, if you need a trifold so that you can find out what kind of paint party you can have coming up this holiday, I got it. You just let me know, okay? This was my very first family of babies. You guys ready? I really don't know if this is Matt or Will. I think it's Will. But they were precious. I also make these little books. If you have holidays or, you know, you have some kind of special thing. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And that's a really fun little stocking stuffer, or just put on your table or put in your purse. It's a wonderful way to have your loved ones with you all the time. This is one. We have a really special relationship with Santa. We have Santa here. And we get to see him every year. That's really a fun activity that I do every year. Then if you have special event, like my husband, this is my husband's, he went to Sturgis on his motorcycle. And so I had him do all of these, are all his photography. But I took all of his stuff and I made it into a keepsake book. And I can't tell you how many times we have gotten this thing out to help tell a story or look something up. Where did that happen? And I put the states that they traveled through on there. This is a wonderful, fun gift. Everybody loves it. And I already showed Jamie because this is Jamie's dog, Dudley. Look, you guys, is that not the most precious thing? And look, see, it's like you can take it apart so it's flat, but isn't that awesome? So, but the most important thing is I've got a class coming up Thursday. Today's Tuesday. It's on Thursday. I'm going to take a drink. That's how much I've been talking. Anyway, it's called The Door. It's got a wonderful story that goes with it. So it's kind of almost like a fable. So this is going to be it. I'm going to teach you how to do a bokeh background. This is actually, I don't know if you can tell, but it's 3-dimensional. See that? And so it has a drop shadow in the back, so you can see that it's just a door standing in the middle of a field. And there's a whole lesson. That's right, it's deadly. So this is coming up on Thursday. You can look at my featured. It's straight above where you're seeing me right now if you're on your phone. And you can sign up. It's only $10. And you're going to have, it's so much stuff to learn. But there's a tracer, and if this style of pen and ink intimidates you, then we got, that one too. So no worries, no worries. So if you want a prize, if you're coming here and you want a prize, just type in "I want a prize," because it's going to be my party favor to you guys. I also want you to know that my business page has 1,587 people following. You know what I need? I only need 13 more people to make 1,600, and we can have another celebration. It'll be fabulous. Okay. So we already solved I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to take you on a quick tour. Okay. But we already solved the question of how many flower crowns do I have, and it's 12. And I'm going to be awarding some things, but it's going to have to be later because I just can't comprehend doing everything at once. So here's my question. What ex-family member was removed from Christmas photos? Was it a boy or was it a girl that I took out of the Christmas photos? Type in give me an answer in the chat there. Anybody have a guess? A boy or a girl? Do you remember? Girl, could be. Could be. Oh, we got details here. Wow. You guys are on track. Good. All right. How about, what are my 3 favorite things? And if you guys haven't been participating in the scavenger hunt, I suggest you do that too. Also, in the featured, go to featured, sign up for this. It was so fun. I have done it myself too. I went to my daughter's bachelorette this weekend, and I found they were everywhere. It was so fun. So you guys, I think Terry may be onto something. So sign up for the scavenger hunt. And I'm kind of looking at my stuff, making sure I didn't forget something. Okay. Oh, I do see something I forgot. We're going to do this pretty soon too for my local people. I think we only have like 7 of these. So if you guys want to do it, you're going to have to sign up fast because they always go quickly. Okay. So I'm going to take you around my office. I do have little things scattered around because of this live, but honestly, you guys know that my studio space stays pretty tidy. So I promise I didn't tidy up just for company. Okay, so I'm gonna turn you around so you can see. So this is my space. I put my computer on here so I can have better posture. I've got my vision boards, all my notes of things that I keep track of, some of my numbers. Also with my computer, generally this is on the table. This is my Wacom pad, which is a digital, it's kind of like a mouse. And this is the pen that I use on this to work on there. But when I need to have a desk space, I just put it up here. And of course, storage. I'm going to move my chair over here so I don't trip on it. Got my Van Gogh. You see there, we got plants. Some artwork that some friends, that's Nilda gave me that. You know, you should always make your office space personal, right? We got all those things. I think it might help if I do this. This is one that I'm going to teach too pretty soon. I always tend to have something up there that's seasonal. These are my books and books and books of information that I have gleaned from all these research projects. I move things to the next season so that I have some inspiration for what's coming up. This also is another design that I'm going to be doing at some point. And also the sea glass. Then we have, I just participated in the Create course with Jamie. That was awesome. If you guys are interested in doing that, I can tell you all about it. I promise it'll change your life. So these are a project that we're coming up for in-person people. Pardon me. This is something I came up with 2 years ago that I just love. Every year, at the beginning of the year, I come up with my word of the year. And then I call this my challenge board because it's got, you know, how am I going to grow this year? What kind of exercise am I going to do? And I keep track of all the things. How many books did I read? Just, you know, because at the end of the year, I've kind of kept a record of all the things that happened that year so that you have an opportunity to really reflect on what you've accomplished. Gosh, this kind of looks like my Scana. You guys have Scana where you are? It's a gas company. I do have a beautiful view outside. I tried to do this ombre thing and I got the drawers mixed up, so it's not the right color. And my bamboo. Of course, all artists have a corner that's a little bit messy, but there's all my paints. And this is my setup, so you can kind of see PPHQ, Create. But it really works for me because I have this horseshoe shape thing right here. It just kind of, whatever I need is whatever I can get. So, and this is not paint water, right? So I'm going to turn you back around and talk to me. I want to tell you guys thank you so much for always coming and supporting me. And I couldn't do without you, but I'm just enjoying my life so much so that I can, because I'm being able to serve you. And I hope that you'll be able to participate in some of the things that are coming up this season, holiday season. It's going to be a lot of fun. Battle board. Oh, yeah, because my vision boards are here. I called it a challenge board because it was like I wanted to read more books, so I made spaces where I could write them all down. And I guess it is a battle plan, so that's interesting. Thanks for telling me. So I just want to tell you thank you so much for always coming, and I appreciate it very much. And thank you for helping me celebrate my birthday, everything that happens in September's. My photography started in September. My paint party started in September. My lives and my online presence started in September. And I started in September. So you guys come back and see me next Tuesday at 10. And we'll be doing something fun. Okay? Thanks so much. Oh, thanks. I love to shine my light. All right. You guys have a blessed week, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.